I'm so glad you're back for another episode of Mark 238. And I would love if you would like this video, leave a comment, and maybe even share it with friends that you think might enjoy it or benefit, be blessed by it, and spending just a little bit of time with Jesus as we journey through Mark. The text today is in Mark chapter 8, and I want to look at the healing of the blind man. This is unusual. Normally when Jesus heals someone, they are healed completely. But this time, when Jesus spits on the man's eyes and puts his hands on him, which is weird, let's be honest, but he does that. And then he says, "Do you see anything?" And the blind man looks up and says, "I see people. They look like trees walking around." So apparently he'd been able to see, lost his vision at some point, and now can recognize that the people he sees don't look right. They look like trees on legs. So what's going on here? I think what's happening is Jesus is providing a kind of a parable that is lived out. And particularly when we see what comes next, that Peter is going to say, "Jesus, you're the Messiah. You are the one that we've been looking for." But there's also so much that Peter doesn't understand. And we see that immediately as he contradicts Jesus and says, "No, you're not going to die." And so I think Jesus is saying, in my teaching, even those closest to me, they see, but they don't see. They see, but they don't see. But then there comes a time, and just like with this blind man, Jesus touches him again, and then he understands completely. He sees clearly. And so Peter comes to a place later on where he understands completely. We come to places in our lives where we see things but not clearly, and then years later maybe we understand what God was saying, what God was doing in our lives. And the reminder for us is not only to recognize what God's doing in our lives, but to be patient in the lives of others. That sometimes they've been touched by God, but they don't see clearly, but they will if we give them time and bear with them.